And if you hit 100 classes before the end of the year, you get a special prize. So this year they are water bottles, and we started making Century Club stickers that have the year on them too, so you can stick them on the water bottle and start to collect them. So Brian, which water bottle do you want? This is your 100th class. Yep, I put you on the spot. Wait, well, the one on the end? Alrighty, you got it. Oh, I'm getting up. You're welcome. So if anybody's wondering like how many classes they are away from getting 100 or anything like that, just let me know because we can look it up super simple at the front desk. But let's get started in child's pose. Let's get moving and sweating and all of that good stuff. Let me turn this TV on so I can see Ratana with her multiple sets of weights she has next to her mat. But in your child's pose, spread out your fingers nice and wide and let your forehead come down to the mat. A lot of you have been away from your mat for a short period of time, and now this is like a welcome back. I want to say welcome back class, but it might feel like a welcome back slap, so we'll see what happens. Take a deep breath in. Fill yourself all the way up. Exhale it out. Big full breath. Expand. Empty it out. One more. Fill up. Push all the air back out. And start to build your Ujjayi breath really on purpose. A long inhale with a pause at the top. A long exhale with a pause at the bottom. Just moving that air in and out of your body so that you can start to shift from putting all your attention up in your head and the top part of your body and bringing it down into your body where things are happening moment by moment. Downward facing dog. Move it around any way you need to. Pedal the feet, shake the head, get yourself situated in your down dog. It might be that you take a longer stance or a wider stance this evening. Maybe that feels like the right fit. And walk your feet up to your hands, hang in ragdoll. Pull the pit of your belly way in and up, and then you choose what you'd like to do with your hands and arms. Let them hang, make a box. Sway side to side. Find the right spot. Press into your feet. Rise all the way up to standing. Reach through your fingertips. Bring your thumbs to heart center. Choose something that you want to put your focus on. Something simple, something concrete. And it might just be that you're paying attention to your breath the whole practice. But we'll send out those intentions with 3 ohms. Deep breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull if you've got weights. High push up and pause. Right knee to right elbow. Left knee to left elbow. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Clear it out. 2 more. In. Big exhale. Good. Last one. Push all the air out. Look forward and move. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain. Rise all the way up. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 big breaths. In. Push the air out. Yeah, there it is. Breath in. Breath out. 1 more. Exhale completely. Move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain, rise all the way up. Look up. Forward fold. Halfway lift with your weights. High plank. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Full breath out. Breathe in. Exhale. Last one. Push all the air out. Step or jump to the head of your mat. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Extended mountain, rise up. Stretch your fingertips. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Big breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Steady and rhythmic. One more. Push all the air out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Last on A. Rise up to standing and reach. Forward fold. Halfway lift with your weights. High plank. Get your fingertips in the mat. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Breathe in together. Big exhale. Breath in. Breath out. Last one. Empty to the pit of your belly. Step or jump. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and stay. Way down into it. Everyone's breath went quiet, so start breathing again. Yeah, very important from the beginning of your practice. One more inhale. Twist right on your exhale. Breathe in and open. Stay and breathe out. Good. Chair pose. Reach. Twist left. Inhale, open. Stay and exhale. Back to chair. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior one. Step through. Open palms are with weights in your hands. Chaturanga. Hands to the mat. Inhale up. Exhale down. Left side. Warrior one. Step, press, stretch up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Exhale it out. Yeah, it can be a sigh through your mouth. Breathe in. Breath out. One more. Clear it completely. Step or jump forward. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. One breath this time. Twist right. Inhale, open. Stay and breathe out. Back to chair. Twist left. Inhale, open. Stay and breathe out. Back to chair. Fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Keep driving that breath. Pose by pose. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing. Downward facing. Right side warrior one. Step and reach all the way up. Chaturanga. Hands to the floor. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side. Step through. Lunge deep into that front leg. Low push up. Upward facing. Down dog. Breath in together. Big breath out. Breathe in. Thumbs down on your exhale. Last one. Push all the air out. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. Sit deep. Twist right. Breathe in and open. Stay and twist. Good. Chair pose. Reach. Twist left. Inhale, open. Stay and breathe out. Chair pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior. Step through. Lift your chest all the way up to the ceiling. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side. Warrior one. Step. Press your big toe mounds into the floor. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Full breath in together. Clear it out. Last one together. Push all the air out. Move forward. You've got one more sun B. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose. Deepest one yet. Twist right. Breathe in and open. Stay in twist. Chair pose. Twist left. Open on the inhale. Stay and breathe out. Chair pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift, tricep pull. High plank. Knee tap. Knee tap. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior. Step through. You got it. Press, lift, reach. Low push up. Upward facing. Downward facing. Left side warrior one. Press, sink, and lift. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a big breath in. Sigh it out. Breath in. Breath out. One more. Empty completely. Send your right leg straight up and back. Stay in tabletop L. Bend your knee, open your hip. Stay or flip your dog. Full connection. Feet, fingertips right down into the mat and then stretch and open up through your chest. Nice, Adam. Maybe cactus arm is there for you. Maybe the full wheel pose is there for you. Flip back over, side plank. Any variation you want. Left hand up to the sky. You can add that weight into your top hand if you'd like. But everybody start breathing. Big, powerful breaths in a way that it fills your entire body up. Then both hands to the floor. Low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Send your left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, open your hip. Stay or flip dog. Connect and then go. You find the space in the pose for a steady, rhythmic breath. No matter what that looks like for you right now, lots of breath to fill the body. Then flip back over, side plank. Right hand straight up to the sky. If there's not a weight in that palm, open up your hands. Spread your fingertips apart. Yeah, there you go. So it can help pull and lift you away from the mat. One more breath here. High to low. Upward facing dog. Big breath in. Downward facing dog. Breathe in together. Clear it out. Breath in. Breath out. Last one. Exhale completely. Right side crescent lunge, but start with your back knee on the ground. So deep lunge in the front leg and then back knee on the mat. You may need to scoot that back knee a little bit back behind you so you're not directly on your kneecap. Hands start out on your hips. Add more breath. There's like concerned facial expressions and the breath got quiet because we're like, oh God, where are we going? No, you're fine. You're fine. I want you to sink your hips forward and stretch out the front of your left thigh. Yes. Keep breathing. Stay right there. Keep that distance stretched out in the front. Now lift the front of your pelvis up to your belly button. It's like you're scooping your lowest belly in and up. Yes. Keep this intact and the stretch in your front thigh. Tuck your back toes, full crescent lunge, or you can stay with your knee on the ground. Yep. If you lose that, if your belly starts to spill forward, that's fine. Just pull it back in and up. Hands up to the ceiling. Breathe right here. All of your toes on your back foot, straight down into the mat. Hands to heart center, twist right. Open up your arms. Steady breath. Even though there's heat building because it's a crescent twist, let there be breath to soften it so there's a balance between those two things. Plug your front big toe mound down into the mat. Yes, Sarah, there you go. One more breath together. Stay for the exhale and twist. Warrior two, open up. Deep lunge in the warrior two. Lots of space between your feet. Stay low in your lunge. Flip your front palm, reach forward, and reverse your warrior. So it's just the upper body that reaches up and back. You stay low in that lunging leg in front. So the stretch happens from your front hip crease up to your fingertips. Yeah, we're going to work on making space tonight. Stretch so far back, your front leg straightens. Go back, 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 back. Back to warrior two, lunge deep, extended side angle. See if you can maintain that space in your right sideways as your elbow goes to your thigh or the fingertips down by your front arch. Take your bind. Top arm around your back. Maybe the full bind is there for you tonight and you've got that front arm underneath your front thigh. Nice. Lots of work on the binds this week. I like it. So whether you're in the half bind or the full bind, open up your left shoulder, peel it onto the back of your body. Nice, Abby. One more breath here. High to low push-up. Woo! Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side crescent lunge, left foot between your hands, right knee to the mat. Hands start out on your hips. Find that sweet spot where you can move your knee a little bit further back, and then as you lean your hips forward, there's a stretch across the front of your right thigh. Yes. Now lift the front of your pelvis, scoop it in and up. So there's a sensation of your tailbone dropping down towards the floor as you lift. Keep that intact. Tuck your back toes, press up, crescent lunge. If you choose to keep that knee on the ground, great. Keep that in. Pit of the belly in and up, tailbone to the floor. Pinky toe on your back foot, straight into the mat. There you go, Ashley. Just that little adjustment. Hands to heart twist left. You got it. Open up your arms, big full breaths here. So even though the lower part of your body is pulled in and up and there's a hugging in sensation, there's plenty of room in the chest for your lungs to expand. One more breath here. Stay for the exhale. Ring it out. Warrior two, unwind. Oh yeah, land in your feet. Land in both heels. Come down low in the lunge. Because you know you're not going to stay there for a long period of time, so commit to it. Knee over ankle. Keep that there. Flip your front palm, reach forward. Reverse warrior. Up and back. So you might have that bottom hand like on the side of your knee or on the inside of your leg. It might be wrapped around your low back even for a bind. Then stretch all the way up and back. Lengthen out the front line of your body. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Warrior two. Extended side angle. Keep the space. We're just going to keep pushing and pulling and stretching things until you've got more physical space. Take your bind. Even those binds, every time you try them on, every time you do the work and add that bind into your practice, it makes more space for your shoulders, your wrists, your elbows. One more breath. High to low push up. Good stuff. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Sigh it out. Yeah, breath number two. And sigh. Last one. Clear it out. Move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and stay. Way down into the chair. Settle into what feels comfortable, then sit down further and slide back further. Hands to heart twist right. Keep your hips nice and low. So see if you can maintain that front of the pelvis up and the tailbone stretch back behind you. Open up your arms. Low in the hips. Yes, so the tailbone can reach down and back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Chair pose. Fold. Take your first two fingers around your big toes. You bend your knees as much as you need to make that grip happen. Maybe tonight's the night to lay your stomach on your thighs and bend your knees a lot. Yeah. A different stretch, just a different variation of the pose, but super helpful when you need it. Long breath in. Exhale through your mouth. Take crow pose from the head of your mat. Spread out your fingers super wide. You take whatever variation of crow you'd like to take. Goddess squat, crow with your feet in the air. Maybe there's a headstand or handstand in your practice that wants to come out right now, and you do that. Eyes right on one spot. You got it. One more breath together. Step or jump back, low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in together. Clear it out. Move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Chair pose and breathe. Find what feels comfortable, then down further, back further. That's the space where the work will be happening moment by moment, so you have to pay attention to it. Hands to heart, twist right, or twist left, rather. The opposite direction you just twisted. Go that way. Yes, open your arms. You'd think I'd be able to tell the difference between left and right. I'm a yoga teacher, but here we are. Open up your arms, spread your fingertips apart. Here for 5, 4, belly in and up. 3, 2, tailbone back. 1, chair pose. Forward fold. Gorilla, step on your palms, toes all the way up to your wrists. Toes up to the wrists, and then press down with your feet. Your big toe mounds, your pinky toe mounds. Press down into your palms to stretch out your wrists. Yeah, if there's an exhale that needs to happen, a sigh, a mouth noise, just do that. Clear that out of the way. Crow number 2, but I want you to start in a goddess squat. So feet mat width distance apart, if not a little bit wider. And then you can turn your feet out to like 10 and 2 o'clock on a clock face. Start with your hands at heart center and elbows on the insides of your knees. Some of you could come a little bit wider with the feet. From here, take a wide leg crow. So spread out your fingers wide, fingertips down on the mat, and then your feet won't touch in center. Yeah, but they have that intention of drawing in towards center, and Annette's got it. Beautiful. Nice, Adam. One more breath together here, wherever you are. Step or jump back, low push-up. Different variation on crow. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Gonna play around a little bit tonight. Take a deep breath in. Clear it out. Breathe in. Breath out. Last one. Push all the air back out. Move forward, feet to hands. Halfway lift, tricep pull. Fold down. Rise up to standing. Yes, up to standing. Eagle pose. Right arm under, right leg over. I love when I can see multiple faces going, oh, thank God we're standing up. Okay, here we go. Right side eagle. Set your gaze on one spot and start to squeeze everything into center. Skin to muscle to bone. Left side eagle, left arm under, left leg over. Keep that breath moving in and out of your body. When things start to feel tired or you're getting up in your head and making the thing complicated, it's time to come back to breath. Time to reconnect. Right side eagle, second set. Wrap, squat down, squeeze in. So if you've got your foot wrapped around the back of your calf, press into your toes into the back of your calf. If your foot is out in space, flex your ankle and wake up your toes. Yeah, so either way, the foot is participating. Switch sides. One more eagle, left side. Wrap, squat down. Let your left foot be part of the pose, either pressed into the calf or the ankle flexed. Standing leg raise, right side. I want you to try and grab your foot, even if you typically take your knee. You can bend your knee a lot. Just grab the edge of your foot or your big toe with your first 2 fingers. Yeah, you got it. Let it be as awkward as it needs to be. You can have a strapper on your foot. Stand up nice and tall. So take a few breaths here and just let it be a little uncomfortable if it's uncomfortable. Yeah, Rob, all day. You got this. No big deal. Open to the right, reach and look left. You got it. Let it be a little awkward. And if you need to let go of the foot and then reset, do that. Just come back up to the side, grab the foot, let the knee be bent. Yeah, you guys got it. Come back to center. Take airplane. Okay, enough of that nonsense. Airplane pose. Reach your hands back behind you. Steady rhythmic breath. Come back to that here. Good idea, Nanette. Everybody take a bind in airplane. Interlace your fingers at your low back. Reach your hands straight back towards that lifted foot. Super long. Press with your fingertips. Nice, Ratana. One more breath. Feet to the mat. Left side, standing leg raise. Grab a hold of that left foot. Because here's the thing. You could grab your knee 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times, and then you're like, wow, I never can grab my foot. Right, because you're always grabbing your knee. So you have to let it be messy and awkward the first round of times that you're doing it until you start to get the hang of the thing. Open it to the left. And if the foot drops to the floor, that's okay. Just keep playing around with it. Let it get messy. Nice work. Come back to center. Airplane. Press your left foot straight back. Settle into good old airplane first with the arms reaching back. Add more breath. Take the bind, interlace the fingers at your low back, and press the hands back behind you. Very similar to locust pose. A long body, long hands behind you. One more breath. Both feet to the mat. Standing bow or dancer's pose, right side. You choose which pose you want to take. Yes, / water bottle towel break. Eyes on one spot. You have multiple breaths to hit the peak of this pose. So there's no rush for you to grab your ankle and run into the pose. Take your time to expand. So it's really your opportunity, the temperature gauge of the practice for you to check in and say, how much of my body's ready for wheel pose in a little bit? This is the temperature. Switch legs. Left leg, standing bow or dancer. So it's your opportunity to check in like, oh, I need to work a little more space into my shoulders. The front of my hip feels a little tight still. I need some stretching there. So that you know when you're ready to see what that wheel pose can be like at the middle of the practice. Right side, second set. Come right into it. You got it. And if you need to pause and put both feet on the ground for a breath, cool, do that. And then take the pose. Press your shin straight back behind you. Let there be a little tension there, a little tension where it opens up the shoulder. Switch sides. Last one. Standing bow or dancer pose. Go right into it. Steady, smooth, simple. Yes, a little bit more tension on that lifted leg. Press legs to the floor. All right, tree pose, right side. Start with your hands at heart center. Tree pose, right side. So you can switch up where you put your foot. Keep it down like a kickstand if you want. Cross it over your thigh and let there be a hip stretch to it if you want. You guys are generating so much heat in here and so much energy. I need to get a sweat towel because it's like in my eyes. So that says something because I am just sitting down. Any arm variation you want in your tree. Anything you want. One more breath together. Switch legs. Left side tree. Hands start at your heart. Then you choose when you start to make your way towards full expression, but definitely add the breath. Settle your gaze right on one spot. Steady breath. Big inhale. Both feet to the floor. Extended mountain. Reach your hands up to the ceiling. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Tricep pull. High push up. Knee tap on the right. Knee tap on the left. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side triangle. Step your right foot between your hands. It's your opportunity to reconnect to the ground, to what's touching the floor, to create a stable, clear foundation. That's the next piece as you make your way through your practice. That dancer and standing bow is to test the opening, to test the space you've got, and now you get into grounding to test the foundation. See what you've got to work with. Press into your feet, rise up to standing. Side facing wide leg fold. Turn both of your feet to face the long edge of your mat and fold forward. We'll add in a shoulder stretch here. So grab your left shin or your left ankle with your right hand. left shin or left ankle with your right hand, then send your left hand straight up to the sky. So you can choose, if you pull yourself closer to the shin, it'll add more stretch to your shoulder, or you can leave it right where it is if that twist is where you need to be. Nice. Make your way through center and switch. Left hand on your right shin or your right ankle. Top arm straight up to the ceiling, and you play around with how close or far away you want to be from that shin to add stretch into the shoulder. Nice. Hands back to center. Press into your feet. Rise all the way up to standing. Namaste, front facing forward fold or splits, your choice. Got a little bit of extra room, so maybe splits is in your practice tonight. If you're taking the namaste fold, definitely take the bind behind your back. You got it. Hinge forward. Bring your toes into this pose, whichever one you've chosen. Make your toes part of it. Front of the pelvis up to your belly button. Connect. Yes, Ashley, huge difference. Twisting triangle or twisting split. Bring yourself out. Super common in the twist to let the belly kind of hang, and then you're making your arms do the twist. Pull the belly in and bring it into the twist with you, so your whole torso can ring out towards the side of the room. Big inhale together. High to low push-up, hands to the mat. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side triangle. Step your left foot between your hands. Foundation. What's touching the floor? And what's touching the floor counts. If you've got that block on the floor and your hand's on the block, then your hand also counts as foundation. So it's on purpose, touching the ground so the rest of you can lift up and away from the mat. Rise all the way to stand. Side facing wide leg fold. Two choices on this side. You can do ninja lunges and add more stretch to your hips, or take a bind at your low back and fold forward. Whatever feels like the better fit, choose that one. And then attach your breath to your movement. So there's a conscious choice, whether you're doing micro movements and adjustments or big movements side to side. A breath attached to your movement. There it is. So there's a sound of a sea of breath. Whether you're practicing at home or in the studio, there's that rhythm that sets the pace of your practice. Release your hands down. Come back to center if you're going side to side. Rise up. Namaste front facing or splits pose. Take your bind in that namaste fold. A lot of you have been working on the bind. It's starting to show. It doesn't take much work with the wrists for them to start to open up and cooperate a little better in the binds. Press your feet into the floor. Center of your heels, awake and part of the pose. Twisting triangle, twisting split. Pick up the low belly, bring it in, and then create the twist. So let your chest drive the twist, like you want your whole chest to face the side of the room. And then however far up your arm goes, great, but let the twist radiate out through the center of your chest. One more breath together. High to low push up. Nice work. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. We're going to do a lion's breath on this one. So mouth open, tongue sticks out on your exhale. Take a deep breath in. Yeah, nice and loud. One more. Breathe in. Tongue out. Lion's breath. Roll out to a high plank. You can do that lion's breath anytime you're like, whoa, there's a lot of heat. I need to get a little bit of heat out. That's how you do it. Stay here and hold your high plank. You can drop your knees or stay up in a full plank for 10, 9, squeeze in, 8, 7, 6, long body, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down to the floor. Locust pose or Superman. Locust pose, reach back by your hips. Superman, arms are out in front. Rise up and away from the mat. So you've been working a few poses with that pelvis. See if you can lift the front of your pelvis up here. It'll feel like your low belly pulling in and up away from the mat and the low back stretching out a little wider. That subtle difference to make some space. One more breath. Lower down. Hip side to side. Second set. Superman or locust. You can switch poses or choose the same one again. Rise up and away from the floor. You got it. That subtle shift, front of the pelvis up, tailbone straight back towards your feet instead of up toward the ceiling. Stretch it straight back, lower down, side to side. Floor bow number 1. Grab a hold of your ankles. You can grab one if you want to take one leg at a time. Press your shins back and rise up. Press, press, press through the shins. Let your shoulders relax and start to open up as your shins pull the shoulder blades onto the backside of your body. One more breath. Lower down. Take it side to side. You're crushing it. Stay with it. Second set of floor bows. Switch ankles or grab both. Rise up and away from the floor. Now's the time. You're almost at the peak pose of the sequence, and you've done a lot of work to get to this point. So take a big breath. Press your shins. Lower down. Side to side. Upward facing dog. Rise up off your mat. Downward facing dog. Press back. Look between your hands. Come through to sit. Make your way to bridge pose. Bridge pose / water bottle towel pose. Yeah, feet on the floor. Rise up. I know, because I do it too. Yeah. You can interlace your fingers underneath you or take cactus arms here and press your shoulders down that way. Everybody squeeze your inner thighs together. Create the longest line you can on the front side of your body. So from your chin to your knees, stretch that line out. And it might initially feel like, oh, I'll lift my hips higher. That'll make the line longer. But if it's shortening the space in your low back, that's actually making the line shorter. You want both sides of the body to be long. One more breath. Lower down. Knee side to side. All right, yogis. Slow, smooth, cool as a cucumber. Wheel number 1. Tuck your fingertips under your shoulders. Go right on up. No second thoughts about it. No your brain coming in and going, I'm hot or I'm tired or like all of that stuff. Like your body's ready. Come up. Tuck your chin and come down. Breathe in. Breath out. Number 2, press, lift, go. Press your big toe mounds down into the floor. Yes, yes, yes. Come on down. Breath in. Breath out. Steady breath. Number 3, press, lift, go. It's bridge or wheel. Just choose the pose and come right up into it. Yes. Tuck your chin, lower down. Breathe in. Breathe out. Number 4, rise up. Now is the time for Ujjayi breath. Now is the time so you can fill the whole pose and dial it in. Come on down. Breath in. Breath out. 2 more. Only 2 more. Bridge or wheel. Press and rise. Number 5. Eyes set. Breath flowing in and out. You got this. Come on down. Breathe in. Breath out. Last one. Last bridge. Last wheel. Press, lift, go. Stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. Supta Baddha Konasana. Press the soles of your feet together. Arms wherever you want to put your arms. Sometimes cactus arms can feel really good here, so you can get your shoulder blades back underneath you. Everyone take a long breath in through your nose. Exhale and flutter your lips. Yeah. Happy baby or dead bug. If that felt like that was hitting the spot and you want to do it again, happy baby, do it. Yeah. It helps you relax your jaw. If you're a jaw clencher like me, that's a good way to go. Legs straight up in the air. Set yourself up for scissor legs. So hands either behind your head or underneath your hips. Lower your right leg halfway to the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale, switch your legs. Breathe in. Exhale, switch. Keep going side to side with the rhythm of your own breath in a sustainable pace where the whole body, the core, the legs, your chest, your back, it all works together. Keep going for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs straight up. Hands can stay behind your head or you can move them under your hips. Lower both legs 30 degrees. Lower 60. Lower to hover. Open and close the legs. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs straight up. I know, this one's super fun. We've been doing it all week. Lower 30. Lower 60. Lower to hover. Legs open and close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs straight up. All right, you've got one more set. You got this. Lower 30. Lower 60. Lower to hover. Open and close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs up. Knees into your chest. Rock forward and back. Make your way up into one solid boat pose. Hands can be behind your thighs or out to the side. Stretch and lift yourself up and out of the floor. Up and away from your sit bones. Yes, now squeeze your inner thighs together. One more breath. Downward facing dog. Make your way there. Woo! Doing the work and things are happening. Right side half pigeon. Right side half pigeon. Any variation of half pigeon you want to take. Some of you like to take the pose on your back. Do that. Sometimes sticking a block under your right hip is super nice. It's exactly what you need. I'm a very big advocate for getting it out of your brain that using any kind of prop or tool is like, that's the less than version or like the modified version of the pose. The tools help keep the integrity and the structure of the pose. So use the towel, use the strap, use the block. Use your breath. I think all of you, practicing in here, practicing online, in this moment can certainly attest to the block being an arch nemesis, as well as a helpful tool to have. Few more breaths here in your half pigeon. Start to shift the way that the breath is working in your body. So still Ujjayi breath, less fiery, more of a constant heat. Like coals in a fire. They're already hot. It's just an even heat across the whole thing. Downward facing dog, shake it out. Left side half pigeon. Use the tools, use the props. As you get yourself situated, you might have chosen a variation that you're like, yeah, this is great. And then 2 breaths later, you're like, no, this is not so great anymore. Cool. Switch the variation of the pose. When you can get in front of, this doesn't look like how it normally does, quote unquote, or it doesn't look like how that person's doing the pose. What you're looking for is a stretch in your hip. And if that's what you've got, perfect, right where you are. Steady Ujjayi breath. Cow face pose. Make your way to a comfortable seat. If you need to take down dog to shake out your leg, please do that. And then come into a seated position. So for cow face pose is similar to double pigeon, one leg stacked on the other, but it's the knees stacked instead of the shins stacked. So for some of you, it'll look like your knee hiked way up into your chest, and that's totally fine. Just do the best you can. For others, if you've got a little more range of movement, you can let the knees stack one on top of the other. There you go. Sarah's got a little more room. Rob, you can hug your knee up into your chest. Same with you, Brian. If that feels comfortable, you can pull it up and in. So this will start to pull on the outside of your hip. There you go, Adam. Yes, Ratana. It'll pull the outside of your hip, and then for some of us, maybe like into your glute muscle as well. Sit up nice and tall, or maybe a lot into your glute muscle. If it feels like not enough is happening, you can hinge forward, but keep both of your sit bones rooted down into the floor. That's the trickier part with cow face because your hips start to lift off the ground. Everybody's looking good. Eyes on one spot. Stay focused all the way to the end of your practice. Switch sides, opposite leg on top. Cow face. You might find on this side that this knee can go up higher or lower. It's just different from the other side. No big deal. Set it up how it needs to be set up. And if you're playing with hinging forward because you've got that range of motion, you can try moving your feet away from your hips so they're in a straight line instead of tucked back towards your hips. There's lots of different ways to play around with cow face. This is a great pose if you've been sitting in a car for a long period of time or you've been on a plane for a long flight. This will stretch all that back out. This is the one I would like to do with this boot on, but I can't quite get there. Just straight and narrow for the next couple days. Frog pose. Frog facing the floor with your knees on the mat, or frog on your back with your feet against the wall. Things are warmed up, stretched out, there's more space. Let yourself open up in the frog pose. So a little bit easier to do that when you're on the ground, right? Your knee is off the mat and you can slide out a little bit. If your feet are against the wall, take a few breaths, find where the edge of the pose is, and then see if you can walk your feet closer down towards the floor. It might not be a lot. It could be just an inch or two. Oh, hi. Yeah, hello. That's the way to get the extra stretch in the frog without having pressure on your knees while you're facing the floor. Might be a little more room, a few more breaths. Stay with it. Tease apart the difference between your brain saying you're not flexible enough, you can't hold this, and then your body going, actually, we're all set. This is just a deep stretch. You worked to get to this point. Your body's all set. It's amazing what the body is capable of when you get in front of the brain telling you what it can't do. Few more breaths here. You got this. Stick with it. Before you come out of the pose, just take a moment. Those of you facing the floor, crawl forward until your hips touch and then bring your legs together. Those of you facing the ceiling, you can use your hands on your knees to pull your legs in, or just heel toe your feet into center and then tuck in your knees. Make your way back onto your mat. Seated single leg extension, right side. Right leg out, left heel in towards your thigh. Let there be a softness to these seated folds where the top half of your body can just melt and shift over the bottom half of your body. Even if things are on the tighter end of the spectrum here, that's fine. There can still be a sense of softness with the breath. Less of a sharpness to the pose, more of a stretch. Switch legs. A sense of softness to it. So a stretch is still occurring, right? There's still some work that's happening, but there's a lot of ease to it. There's a quality of release to it. Seated forward fold, both legs straight out. Hinge right at your hips. Bend your knees a little or a lot and then fold forward. Steady breath. That's how you know if you're muscling it too much, the steady breath can't happen. There's a stagnation and a stiffness that happens in the breathing. If that's happening, dial it down just a little bit. Tabletop or reverse plank. Plant your palms behind your hips. Fingertips face the front edge of your mat. Lift up. Hips up to the sky. If your head's dropping back, just make sure that feels okay for your neck. Steady, rhythmic breath the whole time. One more inhale. Lower your hips. Come down onto your back. Let's all take waterfall on a block. Everybody take waterfall on a block. So you might have it on the first or second setting. First setting being the lowest one where you're the closest to the floor. Second, where the hips are a little bit higher on the second setting of the block. Yeah, legs up into the sky. But I want you to put your attention on your pelvis again, one more time in this pose. So the pit of your belly down towards the floor. When you're on the block, it gives you a little more room to really exaggerate and feel that sensation of the pit of the belly coming down. Lots of space in your low back. You can roll out your ankles if you want or point your toes. Just let everything drain out. We're going to stay here for a few extra breaths. Just stay right here. Let everything drain. And then you can play with tipping the front of your pelvis up and down to stretch out the low back. Make a little space there for yourself. Move that block out of the way. Lower your back to the mat. Hug your knees into your chest. Give them a squeeze. Supine twist right. Heavy shoulder blades. Melt them into the floor. Supine twist, opposite way. Supta Baddha Konasana. One last time. Soles of the feet together. Knees nice and wide. Shavasana. You've got that wonderfully cold eye towel by the upper corner of your mat. I feel like the eye towel feels extra cold and good when we're in the humid months of the year. It's like, oh yes, finally, we got to this pose. Take a deep breath in. Fill yourself all the way up, 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 up. Exhale it out. Let your entire body melt into your mat. Deepen your breath. Bring some movement back into your hands and your feet. Plant your feet on the floor and rock onto your right side. With your eyes still closed, press down and rise up. Take a comfortable seat. Inhale, reach your hands overhead. Exhale, thumbs to heart center. We'll finish our practice together with 3 final ohms. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath in. Big exhale out. Thumb knuckles to forehead center. Thank you all so much for coming into the studio. Adam Ratana signing in online. Namaste. Good work, everybody. Brian, congrats on Century Club. If anybody wants me to check how far they are along the Century Club, let me know and we can do that. Have an awesome rest of your Thursday.